Session will discuss the flow control statement, for loops and the range function. As we have seen in the while loop before, the while loop keeps looping while the condition is true. But what if we want to execute a block of code only a certain number of times? So in such case, we can use for loop with the range function. So this is an example. So suppose we want to print our name. My name is for 5 times. So how do we control that? Using the range function. So once it comes into this condition for I in range, so we can control the printing a number of times, as many number of times as we want. So the range value here we have given as 5. So that means I will take values from 0 to 4. Excluding 5. So that means this statement Jimmy 5 times will be printed 5 times for the values of 5 from 0 to 4. Once the value of I becomes 5, it comes out of the loop. So let's see this in the MU editor. So this is a simple line where we say print my name is, and for I in range 5, so that means I is going to take values from 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So and this statement would be executed 5 times, and the value of I will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what would be the output when we execute these 3 lines of code? Jimmy 5 times, and this plus operator is acting like a string concatenation operator. stri, the value of I is an integer. So when you want to use string concatenation operator, both has to be a string. So that is why we are doing typecasting. We have changed typecasted I to a string. And here again we have used another string concatenation operation to concatenate the string value of I with this closing brackets. So let's execute this. So you can see here my name is first printed, and whenever you are using print statement, automatically a new line is put into it. So next, for I in range of 5, so that means this statement is executed 5 times for value of I ranging from 0 to 4. So Jimmy 5 times, and now string concatenation, we are concatenating this part where we are string of I. So string of, that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again we have to use a string concatenation to concatenate the closing string, which is this one. The same code can be executed. That means we can get the same output using a equivalent while loop like this. Let's try this. So see this part of the line. The same output we can achieve using the while condition like this. Print my name is, instead of using for, we have used the while condition like this, where we have given the condition while I less than 5, and before that ensure to initialize I to 0. So what will happen? The value of I initially it will be 0. 0 less than 5, yes, it is true. So it will print Jimmy 5 times 0. Next, I is incremented by 1. 1 is less than 5, yes, it is true. So again it will be printed until this condition for I ranging from 0 to 4. Once the value of I becomes 5, this condition is not satisfied, comes out of the while loop. Let's execute and see. As you can see, the first output is because of the for I in range statement, and the second 5 lines of code which we have got is because of the while loop. You might have observed, what is this? This is the this 3 codes which I am giving here is multi-line comments. So when I do this, when I have started this with 3 codes and ended with 3 codes, so all the lines of code within that would be commented. Now I want to execute this next part, this one. So what is being done here in this part of the code? Initialize total to 0 for num in range 101. So what will happen? Num will get values from 0 to 100. Because I am saying range 101, it means num will get values from 0 to 100. So initially it will print 0, then total is equal to 0 plus 0. and it will print again total value as 0. Again it goes back. Now the num value is 1. So this for condition will be executed 100 times for num, actually 101 times for the values of num 0 to 100. Let's execute this and see. See, you can see here I have given a print value for num so that you can see the values of num. The value of num is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 100. And finally we are adding total to num. So each time it is doing a iterative addition. Initially it is 0 plus 1. Next it is 1 plus initially it is 0 plus 0, then 0 plus 1, 1 plus 2. So like it's an iterative addition that is taking place here, and the final value of total which you get here is 5050. Coming to the next part, let's comment this. So here what we are doing is we are printing the numbers from 0 to 10. If you want to print the values from 0 to 10, then we are used an end statement here. Why have we used end? See, because print by default will add a new line. If you do not want to add a new line, just give this end with which is having 2 quotes in it. Execute this and see. There's an error here. Let's check this. I think it's because of the comment line. Okay, remove this. There are too many comments. Okay, now let's execute this part of the code. Yes. See what's happening here in this part of the code. I is getting a value from 0 to 9 because the range is 10. So what is printed? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If suppose I do not give this end, what happens is a new line will be added automatically, and therefore you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 like this. If you do not want to add a new line, just type here end is equal to, enclose it between 2 quotes. Okay, now coming to the next one. Now range can also have just more than one argument. Range can have 1 argument, 2 arguments or 3 arguments, which I will show here in the, I'll show the syntax of this. See, range can have 3 arguments. If there is just 1 argument, it means stop. That means it will take values from 0 to that stop value. If you have 2 arguments, it shows the start and stop. If you have 3 arguments, it gives the start, stop as well as the step. What is the rate at which the value should increment? Let's see examples to more examples to understand this. In this example, the range is having 3 arguments. So 0 value indicates the start, 10 indicates the stop, and 2 gives the step size. So what is the value of I? I will take the value as 0, increment it by 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so let's execute this and see how it works. So as you can see here, when there are 3 arguments here, when we execute this part of the code, so now here in this part of the code we have 3 arguments. Execute this. See, there are 3 arguments. This 0, which is the start, 10 is the stop, and 2 is the step side. So value of I will range from 0 to 4, 6 and 8. It will not go to 10 because that is excluded. So this value will be printed. Now let's try with 2 arguments, something like this. So when we give 2 arguments, something like this. 12 indicates start and 16 indicates stop. So what will be printed? 12, 13, 14, 15. Again there's an error. Okay, so you can see here the value of I will range from 12, 13, 14 and 15. So let's see some more examples to understand this. So in this example you can see here the range is having just two arguments. 12 indicates the start, 16 indicates the stop. So the value of I will range from 12, 13, 14, 15, and that would be printed. If you have three arguments, 0 indicates start, 10 indicates stop, and 2 indicates the step size. So values will be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Here again we have three arguments. So 5 is the start. So it starts from 5. And what is the stop? -1. And what is the range? -1. So what happens to the next value? 5 minus 1 is 4. Next 4 minus 1 is 3. 2, 1. It goes up to 0. Will it do 0 minus 1? No. -1 will not be included. It's excluded. So keep trying more examples on this to get an hands-on on how for loop and range works. The more you work, the more you'll understand this better. Thank you.